Welcome back, fellow geeks. We got something great for you today. I'm your host, RJ, and you're watching I Am Geek 85. So me and Gwenpool, we got a good recipe for you today. Stick around.
First things first, the chucker star faces my man first. Okay, so anything that is to be done at room temperature, do that first before you start anything with this baking. It's going to save you a lot of issues in the long run, trust me. Add your milk to your saucepan and bring it up to a lukewarm temperature. If your milk starts to simmer, you've gone too far. Just take it away, let it cool back down again. Now that your milk is up to a lukewarm temperature, you're going to be adding in your sugar, add in your salt, give that a little bit of a stir, and now you can add your yeast. Now I like to leave the yeast as it is, or you can stir the yeast in. Now just wait for it to be all foamy. I'm going to give you guys a really great tip. Don't scoop the flour out of the bag using your cup. Use a spoon. Reason for that, it lets it be aerated, and when you're baking, you want to incorporate as much air as you can into your baking product. To level out the flour, just use your knife. Go back and forth. That way you're leveling everything out and you're not compacting the flour, so we're keeping that air in there. See how the yeast is foamed up? It took about 15 minutes. We can now incorporate this into our flour. First, add your softened butter to your flour. Next, we're going to be adding our liquid ingredient to the flour. Make sure you give it a nice big scrape so you're getting everything out into the bowl. Crack one large egg into your mixture now. Now you can see I did that one-handed and I didn't actually get everything all over the place. Sometimes I amaze myself. Don't be shy. Get your hand in there. Give it a really good mix so it all incorporates together and starts to form into a dough. You've mixed everything together, but it's still sticking to the side of the bowl. That's fine. Just add about a tablespoon of flour and mix it up again. If it's still sticking, add another tablespoon of flour until the dough comes cleanly away from the side of the bowl. Congratulations, you've made it this far. Your dough is no longer sticking to the side of the bowl. Yes, it's a little bit sticky, but when you pull your hand away, it's not leaving big chunks there. So you're ready to move on to the next step. You don't have to do this part, but I divided mine into two sections because I wanted to add a little bit of color in there because I want these to be fabulous. Okay, now it's time for a workout. So, stretch that dough, fold it back, turn it 45 degrees, and repeat these 3 steps for around another 12 minutes. If you find the dough is actually sticking, just add a little bit of more flour. The best way to tell if your dough is finished is give it a little pinch. If it goes back by itself, it's good to go. If it stands up straight, you gotta keep kneading it for another couple of minutes. Add a little bit of oil to a bowl. Give it a good mix around with your hand, place your dough in there, and now place your cling film over your dough. I'm spoiling you guys today. Here's another awesome tip for you. See that pot you got sitting in the sink that had the milk in it from before? Yeah, that one. Fill that up with hot water from the kettle. Put it into your oven and turn your oven into a prover. It's going to cut down your rise time by half. I let the dough rise for the first time for about 30 minutes. I'm now going to knock it back. The process of knocking it back is to break down all the air bubbles that have formed in the first rise and allow them to reform again. It's going to give a smoother texture later on. Oh, I see. You thought we were done with the workout. So, to roll this out, place your rolling pin in the middle and roll out to each of the corners until you get a rough square that is about 18 inches by 16 inches long and wide. Melted butter! Apply your butter to your dough with a nice pastry brush or a rubber brush and paint it like you're painting one of your French models. That way when you apply the sugar, it'll stick real good like. To roll the dough up, basically grab the ends of it and roll it up nice and tight, like you're rolling up a sleeping bag. Cut down your dough into 2-inch wide pieces, just like Jubei cuts down the demons of Camon. Transfer your cinnamon rolls onto a lined baking tray, and we're going to put them back in the oven. Now, reuse this step with the boiling water in the kettle to cut down on the rise time. I let these rise for about 50 minutes. One I had in the oven, and the one on the plate I had in a warm place. So you can see there's a noticeable actual difference between the size of them. Hey, if you're still with me, thanks very much. So we haven't got much longer to go. So we're going to turn the oven up to 175 degrees, let that preheat. We're only going to put these in for 14 minutes. Now halfway through the bake, we're going to take them out, turn them around and put them back into the oven. That way they're going to get a really nice kiss of brown on top of them. Add your softened butter and your softened cream cheese to a bowl, give it a mix with your mixer until it's nice and creamy. Sift in your icing sugar and add your milk and give it a mix. I just forgot to film me adding the milk in. Trust me. See? I told you I put the milk in there. So I'm just adding my vanilla essence to it now. I'm going to give it another quick beat, and that's it. Your icing is finished. So I've taken these straight out of the oven. Now is the best time to ice them. That way the icing melts and gets into all those little nooks and crannies. So I hope you guys give this recipe a go, because I had a lot of fun making it today.
You gotta do a taste test. Now these things are obviously best when they are warm to eat. But you know, give it a couple of minutes. If you can see, guys, absolutely perfect. So that's the video for today, guys. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a big thumbs up. Put a comment in the comment section. Where else would it actually probably go? Yeah. If you try this recipe, let me know. I've never tried Cinnabons, so I would be interested to see how they compare to those. And as always, guys, have a good day and have a good night wherever you are in the world. And remember, be kind to one another. Bye!